Welcome everyone. Today we have a video to look at how can adventure level 45 be a trap. Now you can see over here I have not completed my Ascension quest to get my world level to level 6. And I have not made this video just because I got to adventure level 45. I have been on adventure level 45 for the past 7 days. It is not that I cannot pass the adventure level 45 quest, but it is a conscious choice I made to not go to world level 6 at this moment. In this video, we'll look at why getting to adventure level 45 and unlocking right away the world level 6 can be a big trap. There are a number of reasons we do not want to unlock the world level right away from 5 to 6. After that, we'll look at the benefit of staying on adventure level 45 and world level 5 and still acquiring the artifact higher drop rate from the artifact dungeons. We'll also look into the benefits of going to world level 6 with the increased loot, increased drop rate from elites and world bosses, and also other reasons for going to world level 6. Finally, we'll look at the reasons when should we go and unlock world level 6 and what are the biggest traps with adventure level 45, which is by unlocking world level 6 will increase the game difficulty too much, and people will try to fix it by spending more money for new characters, constellations, and more reason. The most important thing is to remember, guys, to not get into the difficulty trap and overspend your money into the game. Now, the first and most important things to understand is at adventure level 45, we do not unlock the character and weapon ascensions. So what we see is, if you come over to any of the characters, you click ascend, we cannot ascend until we get to adventure level 50. And because of that, this will take, maybe another 2 or 3 weeks from 45 to 50 for this. So because of that, you can't even, get a character higher level. So you stay on the same level of your characters at 80 with adventure level 40 or adventure level 45. And this is the same case for weapons. If you look at weapons, the weapons will stay on level 80. They will not get stronger until you get to adventure level 50. And this means one of the easiest power spikes we get with each of the world level difficulty increase, usually this is matched with character level increase and weapon level increase, we can't get that. And if you're wondering, hey, don't we get better loot? Yes, we do. But there are certain dungeons like the weekly boss and also the weapon ascension dungeons that does not actually unlock anything further. So let me show you guys over here. Now if we look at the weekly bosses, the Storm Terror and also Child already unlocks at adventure level 45. So we don't have to go to world level 6 to get better loots. Those loots are already improved by getting them to level 80. What matters the most, I guess, is the weekly wolf boss. This particular boss scales with world level, so we have to be world level 6 to get the best loot out of him, but I think it's okay to have 2 of the weekly boss out of the 3 to give us better loots by staying on world level 5 over here. So let's have a look at some of the reasons why we want to stay on world level 5 instead of going to world level 6, the negatives and also the difficulties that will bring. So the negative is that the monster level will increase, and so does the level suppression factor. Now if you guys are not sure about the hidden mechanics with leveling suppression in Genshin Impact, I do recommend coming over to this particular video, which will talk about different mistakes you want to avoid after adventure level 30. So simply to summarize, leveling suppress means when our level, the character level versus the enemy's level. If we have higher levels, we're doing more damage, we take less damage. But as the difficulty of the world goes up, the monster level will increase, and our character level will not increase because we're fixed on level 80. So we're getting suppressed by the enemies. They're doing more damage to us, and we're doing less damage to them. And this makes things much more difficult. And we have had a video to talk about how powerful it is in killing our own characters because of the elemental effects with Pyro, because of the Hydro effects that was killing our characters very fast. Now you might say, hey, aren't those been nerfed already? Yes, they have been reduced in difficulty, in damage, so everything's fixed at level 4. But keep in mind, guys, if you go from world level 5 to world level 6, you're getting from level 3 to level 4. So you're going one higher difficulty for the environmental synergies, and those will do more damage to us. It is a small factor, but everything's going to combine over here to make things more difficult. Now while we're facing higher difficulty with daily commissions and wild monsters, we do not get increase of loot from the minerals, the plants, they respawn at the same time. And also there are no additional drops from those common monsters. There are additional drops from the elite monsters and the world boss, but the common monsters does not really drop anything special. No extra experience, no extra moral drop, so everything's the same with higher world level. They had to make complaints with the Chinese firm about this, so they're saying, hey, why did you just increase world environment? Why not increase the multiplicity of the loots? We want, 1000 mara, not 200 mara. We want higher XP, not just 18. So they had been a little complaint because the world level increased, but the common loot does not increase. Now, it is important for us to understand that now, although we say it is a trap to go to the world level 6 right away, there can still be benefits with increase of materials, harder world bosses, and harder elites means more grades of loot. Those loots can be very nice, and if we come into the game, if we just select any of the world boss, so let's say if we go to the Oceanid, and you can see that the loot table of items are available, but the drop rate for 5 stars and also the 5-star level up items will be very rare, and those can only be dropped with level 75 plus with world level 6. But keep in mind, we can't use this item until we get to adventure level 50. And artifacts, well, we do get a lot of them from the artifact dungeon once we unlock this anyways. Now we have talked about how the weapon dungeons are fully unlocked at adventure level 40. So if you have a look at any of the weapon dungeons that give weapon ascension materials, you can see that it's already unlocked. I have not need to go to world level 6 to unlock those. Those are fully unlocked at adventure level 40, so there isn't any incentive over there. And also we'll be getting harder co-op events and the world events like the Reconcile Stars with a higher difficulty because of higher world level. Now by staying at adventure level 45 and world level 5 is that we still unlock the artifact dungeons. And if we come into the game, you can see that with adventure level 45, I still enjoy unlocking the highest level of the dungeon and I can still find my artifacts, but I am not getting my world level to level 6 at the moment. So I'm not getting the difficulty, but I'm getting the benefit of adventure level 45. Now if you haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so. Make sure you also turn the bell on for the latest news as I find more of them for us. You can see that we're really dedicated for Genshin Impact. We'll have builds, guides, tips, news, and events updates for everything that's Genshin Impact related. So what are the benefits of going to world level 6, you might be asking? So we can be getting additional loot from the Leyline Flowers, experience books for about 10 to 20% increase of those loots. We'll also be getting the elite and world boss loot drops, which can be improved very greatly, but the difficulty is that it gets harder and we need more time to be killing those monsters. Now for some of us, it may become a challenge for us to go with higher difficulties, because this is when we can apply the food buffs and also the potions to make the game more dynamic and use more of the features, because we now have to figure out the best team comps for different situations, what counters what, and what are the best elements defeating what enemies. We also have a guide on this if you want to take the challenge, go to world level 6, and if you find it difficult, come back to the guides about different elemental counters. Now the biggest reward of getting to world level 6 is that we can continue to advance with our adventure level, and there's also quite a bit of the rewards for getting higher to 46, 47 up to 50 with the adventure level guild reward. So if we come to the rewards for adventure level 46, we can see a lot of good rewards for the constellation of Anemo characters, artifacts which are golden artifacts, a lot of good things that are coming, and also federalism and a lot of weapon and also book experience for our characters. So there are some great rewards for getting there. But the biggest question is, when should we go to world level 6 and unlock that? It is more of a personal choice, guys. Some of the streamers, players who actually, spend a lot of money in it, they want to get quickly and get ahead as quickly as they can. For me personally, it did take me over a month and a half to get there to adventure level 45. I'm not in a rush for world level 6 because you can see the comparison, we don't get much out of it. For me, I recommend us to have at least 2+ level 80 characters, prepare some or maybe a lot of the Ascension materials for your characters, because those things make it difficult. Personally, I feel that it is very important for us to prepare those materials before we get to high adventure level. Yes, the argument is that we can get better loots, we can get better artifacts if you just ascend and go further with adventure level, to level 6 of world level. But honestly guys, we do not need this item until adventure level 50. So this item is useless until we get to adventure level 50. And if I really want the artifacts, I know where to farm them. I don't need the extra drops over here just for the artifacts. Now while we can stay on adventure level 45 and world level 5, it's important for us to also consider the free time we have to grind for artifacts. This will be essential for the difficulty spikes because we cannot get any characters beyond to level 90 until much later. So the power spike we don't get from characters, we don't get from weapons, it has to come from artifacts. This is why in the next few guides I'll be making a guide on artifacts to look at the best dungeons, to look at the best sets for artifacts, and also where to farm them. So this gets us prepared for the difficulty, and then once we're prepared for the difficulty, we can go to world level 6. Now finally, there is also one last part we need to mentally prepare for the power spikes. Going to world level 6 means everything's getting harder, and this is where the real adventure level 45 or world level 6 trap comes in. This is because game gets too difficult, and as most players who are new to the gacha games or the power spike games, things get difficult and people try to think maybe I should be spending money, and before you know it, people are spending a lot of money into the game. Now this is actually the biggest trap with the gacha and free-to-play games, because most players will be thinking, okay, I'm having difficulty with the game and I need to get a new character. And what players do is, firstly they're going to think of spending money to gacha for a character, and this can range from $50 to a few $100 for the characters. After getting the character, they need a lot of Ascension materials, they'll be farming with resin, so they pay money for the resin. After that, they consider getting a better weapon for the character, because you paid for the character, you gotta pay for the weapons, right? So then they go for the weapon banners. After getting the weapon banners, people realize, hey, getting higher constellation of a character is not bad. For example, getting higher constellations for Klee or for Child, and maybe even for Jin. So they want to get higher constellation for the characters. You do notice there's a loop. First, there's a need for us to spend. This comes from the difficulty spike, because we cluelessly went into world level 6 too quickly. And to solve that, our mind wants to solve things. And once you get onto the path of spending to solve things, you keep spending, and very soon you realize you're overspending the game. Now I might sound like I'm exaggerating things, but from my previous gacha game experience, that's what I got. First I spent 50, then I realized I want to spend another 100, then I felt obligated to spend a few more, and before I know it, I was looking at 4 digits, and back then I was so shocked and so regretful for getting baited and trapped with the power spikes of the game. So that is why I really want to stress out, guys, it is the mental preparation we'll have to prepare for to not, be overwhelmed by the power spikes. Be prepared to spend 1 to 2 weeks just playing the game, taking it easy, and not fall for the world level 6 quickly difficulty and try to spend money on it. To summarize this video, most people who get to adventure level 45 may be considering unlocking the world level, but actually you can see that there isn't a big reason for us to unlock that, because the biggest bonus comes from the artifact increased drop rate, which is automatically unlocked at adventure level 45. You do not have to go to world level 6 for that. What you get from world level 6 is nice, but I have been waiting on my account for over 7 days or even a few more days before I need to, because I'm not going into world adventure level 46 anytime soon. I'm not going to world level 6 anytime soon. I want to capitalize on preparing myself for the higher difficulties and also mentally prepare myself, because again guys, don't fall into the power spike trap. If you fall for it by spending money, and then before you know it, you can be overspending your free-to-play game. Now if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips, and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with gathering and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world.